Hello my friends, what is up? It's Kat here. We are gonna jump right into the Rings of Power Season 2, Episode 2. We got freaking still 2 hours worth to go of this Season 2 premiere, y'all. So I kind of want to just get right into it, but if you watched my Episode 1 reaction, all I'll say is I'm like really elated coming off of that first episode. I think it has confirmed totally what my hopes would be for this show. Opening a can of worms, delving more into the darkness. I think that's where this tone is going to be going so far in this season. So I'm curious to see if we are going to... We've not yet seen Numenor yet, of course, in the aftermath, and of course the passing of the king with Muriel. I'm curious if she'll assume power or if the Chancellor will be out to get her. I don't know. So maybe we'll delve into some of that and see what the fallout is in Numenor, but I'm sure they're going to pick up here with Sauron slash Halbrand slash whatever we're gonna call him now. I'm assuming, you know, he's Sauron. I really loved that first episode. I hope this one's just as exciting, just as dark. So without further ado, let's keep it going. Episode 2. Episode 2, Where the Stars Are Strange. Oh yeah, and we haven't seen Durin yet. Let's go. Hang on a second though, is this all a misdirect? Why the frick would he show back up there knowing that Galadriel sniffed him out? What?
To tighten our purse strings.
You married a prince. Now you're bound to an outcast.
I'm bound to the dwarf I love. Have you tried to talk to your father?
Lisa, why should I be the one to ask for an audience? He disowned me. Only.
Oh frick. Oh yeah, throwback to that Balrog. Is that at work?
Brace yourself.
There's been too many jump scares already. Oh! 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 Is that the work of the Balrog, or is that a normal occurrence for them? Oh, it's not over,
No.
Oh, what? That? I'm gonna be honest, I'm real glad they changed the font there for the title. I like that better. It's such a minor thing, but...
My dear brother.
At least she still gets to have a piece of him and his dagger, obviously, in the ring, which they used to alloy with the mithril, but...
They did not tell me you had arrived.
No.
I've had an unexpected visitor.
He has returned already.
I don't...
Are they not the seeds you planted?
Yeah. Ow. Ow. Oh. Alright, I think she's definitely dreaming. Shoot. Stop, no!
What of the whereabouts of Sauron?
We believe he intends to supplant Adar and claim his armies.
And what says the commander of the northern armies? Galadriel.
She's pulling a Daemon Targaryen up in Harrenhal, y'all. She is hallucinating. Dang, this is what it's gonna be, the struggle of her internal conflict this season.
Sauron may well have travelled to Mordor, but we cannot be certain that is where he remains. He needs not armies, but rings. And he cannot craft them without care.
Sauron is alone. Celebrimbor and the secrets of his craft are safe.
I think you're being a little too laissez-faire about this. How are they not more on edge? He slipped under all their noses before.
Sauron's plan is in motion. Even now, I know it. Send me to Araki. If Sauron is there, I will send word.
Face Sauron. Once the deceiver obtains a being's trust, he gains the ability to sculpt to deceive not only their heart and mind, but their eyes.
Which is why I must face him. Why I alone can slay him.
I don't know if I believe that. Yeah, she already was deceived. The way this is already clouding and like messing with all of their judgment. It's like maybe they are on edge, but they're not. I don't think they're not doing the right things about it.
Has he gone?
No, he refuses to leave, my lord.
He can refuse all he cares to. I promised Lady Galadriel before she left that I would never treat with him again.
They should have let him know the truth. Oh. Oh. F. Nope. Oh. Everything is just going to shiz already. Alright, what the frick's going on here? This feels like Star Wars. This feels very different. What the frick? Oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Are those 3 chicks about to be reborn? Is that who I think it is? It is Kieran Hines! Oh my gosh! Wait, I think I knew he was gonna be in this season. I forgot though. Okay, what the frick? Is this what I think? I don't know what to believe anymore. No, they are gonna come back. I thought we were done with them. Dang. Rats.
What tidings from the White Wings? I hear whispers. Whispers of an old man in rags traveling east. We must reach him before he learns to harness his powers.
Master, one of the trackers you sent out has returned.
Have you found him?
I know how to capture him. Heal the curse upon our flesh, and I will bring you the Eastar.
Is this who I think it is? Am I just...
The Eastar will surrender to me. I will slaughter the halflings he calls friends. How fares the forager this time?
All I found was a scorpion and a clump of cactus. I know magic's more water into being. Don't think it works that way, Pop.
Silence.
Almost sounds like hooves.
Are they pulling a salmon, Frodo? Yes, use your cloak. Oh my god, this is giving me such deja vu. This is obviously a callback. Now, what's these guys' problems? They said heal our flesh?
They are watching our trail, meaning we'd be wise to find another.
Oh, y'all are gonna go the perilous route? Oh god.
Hindurin,
Tisa,
with your approval, sire, we will find the light.
you have it. The bond is broken. The hand of darkness is closed in on Kazakh Doom. Are you really going to make me ask? Surely Durin knows I spoke in anger. Why should it be me who apologizes?
He's stubborn as a root-bound parsnip.
Stubbornness, son draw of skull, strength.
Oh, I imagine it does take strength to carry a grudge so heavy.
It truly does.
No wonder we can't hear the mountain. Its king is deaf to the sorrow of his own son.
Still your axe, Gisa!
Leave it to him, and the peaks of Zeraxagil will thaw before this feud of yours will.
This rye tastes like last year's bread.
It is last year's bread.
Don't start.
Let me think. Climb off your high peak and apologise.
You're giving me indigestion.
Good. Now listen to your guts. I am. Do you think this is about food? I'm afraid, Durin.
We'll find a way.
How?
I do feel like Durin's definitely right when he called out his father about, you know, you're delusionally trapped in our old ways and that's gonna lead to our downfall if you can't see what's in front.
I fear Sauron may be in a region. The High King has consented to send me and a small party there. I am asking you to join us. He refuses to send me without. The High King believes I may be vulnerable to deception.
And why would he think that?
Stop it, Elrond.
I do feel like Galadriel needs to hear the truth, but she does feel it already, the guilt.
You gave him everything he wanted and then thanked him for it. And now he has done the same to Gilgalad.
Help us navigate this labyrinth.
There is no navigating it.
I cannot let him in.
She has herself to avenge now. Season 1, she was so driven by the death of her brother. She's gotta avenge her own credibility, her own dignity.
He never left Galadriel.
Oh.
You have all chosen to become his collaborators. I will have no part in it. Please leave.
Shoot. It's hard not to side with him though. It's like, what do you trust? Can you even trust a single thought of your own? Any action plan we try to conjure here, how do we know it's on our own accord? How do we know it's not playing exactly into what he freaking wants? Can't trust anything. Maybe he feels some self-imposed guilt though that he's projecting because he's the one who brought the mithril to all of them.
What is beauty when it is born in part of evil?
Judge the work and leave judgment concerning those who wrought it to the judge who sees all things.
Easy for you to say, you got the ring on your finger.
We do not yet fully understand these rings, the power they exert over every form of life.
It's not a good sign necessarily.
This is why they must remain in the hands of elves. But do not let that fear blind you to the ways it can be used for good. Trusted friends, do not abandon them. And guide them before the darkness spreads across Middle Earth and blinds us all.
Fair point. Now is not the time to abandon Galadriel when she can't even trust her own thoughts. She needs somebody who doesn't have a frickin' ring on their finger to help keep her grounded. Oh.
What are you doing? Get back here! I saw it, I know I saw it, come on! Water! Please, oh, please, oh, please. Hurry, puppy! I got it!
Oh, frick. Well, that'll give away their position.
For a moment there I thought we lost you.
The stuff I saw in my dream.
Nori.
Alright, well, put it to work now. Take a little speed run. Try it out. We're gonna need it.
We were just having a drink of water.
Alright, we really need a test run now. Well, that worked. Not bad for a first try. Oh. Well, don't suffocate yourselves. Yeah, they're gonna blow away. They're little. Oh, frick. Too much too soon. Oh, that is... Oh, no. I'll be real, I thought he was gonna be able to get him. I didn't think they were actually gonna get freaking swept away. Have somebody escort him. I just... Oh. It's so crazy how... It just creeps me out so much now. Makes me so uneasy. No, just no.
If you do not leave willingly, you shall be removed by force. She said you'd say that.
No. Do not. Nope. Nope.
You have spoken with her?
No.
Well, haven't you?
No.
Since she left for Linda.
You're smarter than
You
this.
know nothing of what's happened. Nothing of the ring.
No. You are smarter than this? Come on. No.
What of the rings?
No, no. No. Nope. Frick. Frick, frick, frick. This is awful. They... See, this is why I'm mad at Galadriel. She should have told them all when she had the chance.
They worked wonders.
He's taken advantage of his artistic passion.
Yes.
I can't. I can't. No. No, no, I hate this.
I'm reveling. After all this time, after so many centuries, to finally create something, I'm going to open a first-stage bottle.
Are you my friend?
No.
Because there is no place for half-truths between those who work so close as you and I. There is much you do not know.
You're afraid.
I'm afraid.
Whatever it is you wish to say to me, I shall receive it with an open heart.
Make rings for men.
Rings for men. The risks of corruption are far greater. I take it then you are not a king.
No, not even mortal. A messenger sent to bring guidance to the ears of the wise. At this very moment, all Middle-earth balances on the brink of the abyss, and the rings of power are our last hope of restoring the light.
You are a messenger from the Valar. Sent.
No. Quite the opposite, actually. Oh, God. Oh, it's over. Please don't jump scare me right now.
I have walked through the dust and the deserts of faraway lands in search of an artist possessing the craft to save all Middle-earth. I can bring you the knowledge none other possesses. Never again will the world overlook you as the mere scion of Fëanor, but forevermore revere you.
Frick.
The Lord of the Rings.
It's over. No, no, do not.
Our work begins now. I am your partner, a sharer of gifts.
Don't take him.
Annatar.
No, he toyed with him. He freaking exploited his artistic craft. No.
What is it?
It's some sort of invitation from Lord Celebrimbor.
No.
He wants the dwarves to come to Eregion.
Ugh. It's all unfolding right before our eyes. This is so much more difficult to watch than I thought it would be. Just in regards to, obviously, they're all being played. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I mean, I guess you wouldn't be Sauron if you didn't know how to friggin' toy with your mind. That is what's so difficult about all of this. You know, I almost freaking laughed out loud when Celebrimbor was scoffing at the idea of forging any rings for, you know, men, for mortals, because they're so much more corruptible or susceptible to it, as he insinuated. But it just was, I have to laugh. In spite of thinking they're better than that, obviously that they're stronger than that, I feel like the elves are they can't freaking trust a thought. Look at freaking, you know, Galadriel and Gil-galad, their own doubts, the questioning everything. They can't trust anything. It's like every thought you have, every decision you think you're making, is it your own? Is it playing right into his hands? It's like the idea that men are, you know, perhaps more corruptible could be true, but the elves themselves are already kind of crumbling a little bit. What can they trust? Who can they trust? And of course, I bet everybody feels, you know, it's interesting. Galadriel, obviously, nobody has to frickin' put her in her place. She feels already on the back burner in her subconscious the self-imposed guilt and the questioning of what has she unleashed. There are so many questions still surrounding the power of the rings. They don't know what they're freaking trifling with yet, and they're willing to, you know, take that bargain, I guess, or just go forward, you know, rolling with the punches, winging it as long as they get to, you know, thrive, survive, but they don't fully know the totality at all. The three of them already freaking clutching their rings like they're precious. It's so hard to watch, but it's like whether they are willing to accept it and acknowledge it or not, they're being a little bit like, you know, swallowed up in that and already questioning freaking everything. It's like, what if any thought or decision we make is our own? And how do we know it's not playing into a larger? As Elrond said, everything's already been poisoned. Sauron's hand is already now freaking on everything. So, you know, Galadriel especially, as much as she's trying so hard to bounce back and now avenge herself, she, you know, the fire's been stoked for her. If she wasn't ruthless in her efforts here for revenge in season 1, now it's personal. Like, now she's vulnerable personally. She has this brave face, she's very steadfast and certain, like, it won't happen again, but I don't know if she even necessarily trusts herself. You know, their mindset, I feel like they're already fragile, you know, their headspace, these elves, and you know, this ring is kind of like a false sense of security here on their finger that's like distracting them from what Elrond is able to see, you know, the full scope, the full actual, you know, reality of the situation. But for him too, you know, he's been especially hard on Galadriel, and I do think now is probably not the time to abandon her and all that. Elrond obviously has not, you know, shied away from really giving it to her to paint the picture for her in an aggressive way. Like, you already fell victim to this. What makes you think you could overcome it again? What makes you think you're not susceptible to this again? It already freaking happened, and now look at the results, look at the outcome and the repercussions, that we don't even know if our solution is a valid one, or whether, you know, these rings are all part of the larger plan, part of the larger orchestration behind it. So, but I wonder if he has some self-imposed guilt as well. You know, he's been really hard on Galadriel, taking it out on her, but I wonder if he feels a little bit too, you know, responsible, because, you know, if he hadn't brought them all the mithril and whatnot, granted, he was also a pawn, which perhaps that's why he's really taking it out on her. He's kind of one to talk. He was sent there to, you know, seek out Durin's aid and whatnot, not actually realizing that all along, you know, he was part of a kind of just puzzle here with the access to the mithril and how to handle with the dwarves and whatnot. You know, he went on his own accord, sure, but he had his own intentions unbeknownst to him that were part of a larger plot, a scheme that, you know, everybody else already knew. You know, Celebrimbor knew of the mithril and whatnot, and he was kind of just sent there as a messenger, a vessel to try to access it unbeknownst to him. So whether he likes it or not, he was a little bit of a puppet as well. He kind of got played a little bit too. He was part of a larger scheme without his own knowledge, unbeknownst to him, whether he realized or not what he was unleashing when discovering the mithril that they obviously already knew was there, and then, you know, by virtue then bringing it to the elves, helping to be that kind of, you know, third party to access it and whatnot. Maybe he feels some sort of responsibility too, and that's why he's projecting and being so difficult with Galadriel. He's in the same boat. He got played, and now this is all unfolding, and he's the one who gave them, you know, delivered what has now been forged and alloyed with the rings and whatnot. So he's not necessarily scot-free either. It is tough, you know. I hate to see that Galadriel's, you know, credibility in a way has been tarnished by all of this, and it's tough to know whether to trust, like, you know, especially now their behavior with the rings going forward. It's like that slow manipulation, that slow, like, the obsession that is growing and what, and again, this false sense of maybe security that it is offering, you know, like being blinded by the beauty and the perfection of it and the powers that it holds. So yes, of course, it's easy to say this has to remain in our power, but that's already feeding into the, like, my precious, like, this is ours, you know? So it's just, it's already messy. It's already messy. So it is interesting. Elrond now is kind of becoming, like, maybe the only one, you know, without the ring on his finger who can see. Unfortunately, I feel like he and Galadriel are gonna become, you know, two opposites here of, like, the extremes and whatnot, which is sad to see unfold, obviously. And now here he is replacing her. You know, she's been stripped of her rank, stripped of her power a little bit, now that she's probably more invigorated than ever. Like, again, if we thought she was fired up in season 1 with, you know, the vengeance of her brother on the line, and of course so much more than that, so much more baggage than that she was fighting in the name of and just pursuing, now it's made personal, and now she has her own self to not only avenge, but to try to claw back and prove her, you know, credibility. But now, of course, with the dwarves here, you know, with the ring's gonna solve all their problems, suddenly the mountain's gonna start behaving again and whatnot, but the wedge, it's gonna just drive, of course, you know, dwarves, elves, men, the separation here, everybody's gonna be kind of fighting for themselves and whatnot, and wanting to protect their own precious jewels. So it all just begs the question, you know, is anything not part of Sauron's larger plan? You know, is anything not within his control? Everything that's unfolding and happening is like, is it all just playing into his hands? What's actually fate and destiny, and what's just all part of his larger orchestration? So it's like, I don't know what to trust, what to believe. Obviously here, this plot point with the stranger and Nori and Poppy and whatnot and all that, is that, I don't want to make necessarily assumptions, but it kind of feels glaringly obvious. But obviously, if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak that into the ether for all the internet to hear my terrible predictions, which usually aren't right. I'm notoriously bad at making predictions and trusting my gut, so I don't want to necessarily put that out there. But it's really hard. It's kind of really, like, in your face. It feels obvious, but maybe that's why it's like, is it too obvious? I don't know. So I don't even want to venture to try to guess what's going on there. But that whole plotline, them out there in Rune and whatnot, and whatever this interesting mysterious foe is, and these servants of his, and the whole aesthetic and vibe of it feels so different. It aesthetically, like, it feels so different. Like, it's so wild to look at where they are now versus in season 1. If you had shown me, you know, obviously where they were, the Harfoots with the stranger and Nori on their journey, and then if you were to show me stuff here, I'd be like, how the frick did we get there? But on that note, I'll try to go forward, you know, without all those assumptions or guesses or theories necessarily in my mind, because it could be a total bait and switch. So we'll see. But I'm gonna keep going because we still have one more episode left, folks, from this 3-episode premiere. I will hopefully have that one published shortly after this one. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching this one with me. Let me know what you're thinking of the second season so far, but it's exceeding my expectations. And obviously they chose to release the first 3 episodes, which I try not to read too much into that, but I imagine that means something major might potentially go down in the next one, hence why they chose to release it up front in the 3-episode premiere. So we'll see going in. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but I hope you guys are doing so well as always, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, guys.